Hi friends, welcome back to Code Explorer, and you are watching this video as a part of our DSA full course using Python, and this is going to be our third video. And in this video we will discuss about data structures. Okay, so basically what are data structures? First of all, we will try to know that, and before that I want to show you that I have built this website for you guys, and here you guys will, I have already displayed that. Here you will get this uh, video here also. And if I go to, I have already created these data structures page for this playlist, and here you will get the notes for these data structures. And yeah, I have also integrated some code here. I have written some code here also. And if you want, then you can simply copy this code and then you can uh, paste it on your IDE and simply run it. Okay, and I want to show you also that uh, in the bottom of this page I have created an take quiz option. If you click on this button, you will redirect it to this page, and here you will be able to solve some problems according to the uh, data structures and something like of that. I will update the quiz for every topics. Okay, so I will encourage you that take part in the quiz, and this will enhance your knowledge about the particular topic. Okay, so now we will move to our today's topic, which is data structures. So what are data structures? Data structures are the fundamental of computer science, which helps us to write program efficiently, and this helps us to manage the data. Okay, as I know, I think that you have already heard that today who have more money is not the richest person. Today's technological, in this technical world today, who has the most data, who has a large amount of data, is known as the richest man. Okay, like Elon Musk, he has a lots of data. So, and from the data he earns monies also. So he is the richest person of this world. So let's suppose that what are data structures. I have already said that data structures are the fundamentals of computer science, which helps us to write the program efficiently, and this also helps us to manage our data. So how we can break these data structures? So basically we have two types of data structure. First one is these, let me show you. One is these linear data structures, okay, and another one is non-linear data structures. We have these two types of data structures. Okay, inside these linear data structures we have something types of that. We have an array, we have linked list, we have stack, we have queue, we have matrix. These types of data structures we have inside this. Uh, so linear data structures, these are known as linear data structures. And for these non-linear data structures we have binary tree, we have heap, we have hash table, we have graph, and there are more data structures we have, and we will discuss about those later in this videos, later in this series. Okay, so now I want to tell you that I want to move to the uh, website here. Here I want to go to data structures. Okay, so here I have written the what are data structures and types of data structures, and there I want to cover that Python specific data structures. Here as you can see that I have written some four data structures. Those are Python specified data structures, that is list, one is tuple, one is dictionary, one is set. We have these four basics, and these are the most commonly used data structures in Python programming language. Okay, so uh, can we use any tree or graph or binary tree or hash table inside our Python program? The answer is yes. Python allows us to create and use various types of data structures, and you can control all of them. Okay, this is very much simple. Now I want to discuss about uh, lists data structures. Okay, so what are list data structure? So basically list is nothing but the simplest data structures we have already. I think you have heard the name of array when you have learned any programming language. So in Python arrays are known as lists. Okay, so how we can implement a list? uh, I think if you know something basics about of C++ or Java, there are two data structures. In C++ we have vector, and in Java we have array list. List are the similar of them. Okay, so now I want to show you that how we can create an list in Python. So for doing that, I have to go to here inside this DSA folder here, and here I want to create a new file here inside, and here I want to create a new file called uh, ds.ipynb, because I am using Jupyter notebook here because I want to show you step by step implementations. Okay, you can write this inside your Python file also, but for now I am using the uh, Jupyter notebook. So how we can create a list? We can use list for homogeneous. So I think I have not discussed it about homogeneous and heterogeneous. So homogeneous types means there we can uh, uh, homogeneous means there will be only one data structures, and for heterogeneous there will be multiple data structures we can store inside a single data structure. Okay, list are an heterogeneous types of data structures. That means here we can store multiple types of data structure inside a list. That may be a string, that may be a floating value, that may be a integer. Okay, so how we can create that? So for doing that I want to show you that I am creating an uh, list. List is in Python, so I want to show you that. Let's suppose my list, I want to create my list will be an list. So we have to define an variable here first. The my list is a variable which is that means a variables means that the variable, this is the address for our the value, the data we will store here. So for creating a list we have to use the square brackets, and inside the square bracket I want to write, let's suppose I have 7, I have, let's suppose, code, I have 22, I have pi, that means 3.14. Let's suppose we have these types of, and one we have 37. Okay, it's, it is my list. So how we can print this list now? We have to use nothing, we have to use the print function, and we will simply print my list here. And when I will hit this run button, first of all this will connect this to our Python interpreter and with Jupyter kernel. Then as you can see that the value has been printed here. Okay, super easy. Okay, I want to increase the size. Okay, I think this is perfect. So here you can see the output also. So I have already implemented the list. First list we have created and we have implemented it, we have printed it. So we can, there maybe we have there can be a nested listing also. So how we create a nested listing? Nested listings means inside a list we can create another list. Let's suppose I am copy this line, I don't want to write this line again, so this line, and inside this line let we have this list, again. Okay, so basically this is called a nested listing. Here as you can see that inside a single list we have another list, right? Here inside a single list we have another list. So can our Python can print this? Let's check, can Python print this or not. So here you can see that the code has been run successfully and this is printing this like an nested list. Okay, this is known as the listing, and list means the array. Basically list is an array and my list is a nested array. That means a multi-dimensional array is called a nested list. Okay, this is too much easy. So now I want to check the size of these uh, array. So I want to check the size. So how we can check this? So we can check this using the len function, len method. We have to simply use the len method here. I am just simply using here and I will hit this run button. And here you can see that this is giving us the 6. The length of this multi-dimensional array is 6. Why this is 6? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this is taking this one as 6. Okay, inside the nested listings, and a list will be denoted by a list will separated by this comma only. A list can be separated by a comma. A list element, basically a list element would be separated with a comma, and the list will be created using square brackets. You have to keep in mind this. Now we have another topic here. I have written here, that is, here I have shown you some another operations you can check here. If I started describing all of these method, then the video will be too much lengthy. So if you want that, you want to know something more about Python, so you can tell me. I will try to bring a one-shot video for basically Python only. There we will learn about some more versatility of Python programming language. If you want, then you can comment it down. Okay, here I have shown you and nested listings also using another some types of 2D lists or multidimensional arrays. Here we have already implemented that we have using len math function we can find the length or size of any lists. Now we have another major topic, which is concept of negative indexing. So what is indexing? First we have to know that. So for doing that I am going to my VS Code again. Here basically in Python, basically for every programming language, when we are using an array or list, these types of things, here we can give this as indexing. The element we can give them some index, and the index starts with 0. The first element will be denoted with 0, the second will be 1, third will be 2, fourth will be 3, and this continues. Here in Python we have another topic, we have another concept of negative indexing. Basically here we do these types of things. For the last element of the list we denote it using -1, and the second last using -2, the third last with -3. These types of indexings are known as negative indexing. So let's print that, how we can print these types of things. So I will simply write it here, and here I want to target the indexing. Okay, let me show you first that what is positive indexing. So let's suppose I want to print the first element, so I am using the 0 indexing here, and here I am hitting the code to run. Here you can see that 7 has been printed, and 7 is our first element, so 0 is denoted our first index number. Okay, first element of the list of the array will be known as 0 indexing, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and goes on. And now we have the negative indexing. For that we have to index, uh, here I have told you that I want to print the last element. So for the last element I want to give -1. Okay, now let's run this code, and here you can see that this has been printed. What is this? This is our last element of this multidimensional array. This list is the last element of this multidimensional list. So let's suppose now we want to print the second last element. So the second last element will be, we will use this -2. Here you can see that we will just simply run this code now, and 37 has been printed, and 37 is our second last element of this multidimensional list. Okay, this is too much simple. You can access your indexing like that. You can print the indexing using either positive indexing or either negative indexing. You have the power to do so. Okay, now let's move to our next topic, which is tuples. So basically, what's tuples in Python? Tuple is the collection of Python object like list. Basically, these are same types of things like list also, and we have talked about already about lists. And the types of data stored in tuple can be of any type of, that means it also can manage heterogeneous data. That means here we can use multiple types of data structures, as you can see here, that here we have used an, inside this list we have created an, we have used an integer, we have used a string, and then inside of this list we have used another list. That means inside the list we can store multiple types of data structures. Those types of tuples also, inside tuple we can insert these types of data structures easily. Okay, and that means we can store heterogeneous types of data there, and the data inside tuples are indexed using integers, as I have already said, that as I have already showed you that here you can access the data using either positive indexing or either negative indexing. Okay, similar to the tuple also, here we can implement this, and by default tuples are basically immutable. Lists are mutable, but tuples are immutable. Okay, so what is basically mutable and what is immutable? So I want to show you something here, that let's suppose here we have this my list. So I want that my list, I want to change the my list, and inside the 0, that means the first indexing, we want to change it, Bed, my nickname Bed. Using this I want to change this. And now what if we want to print this my list, sorry 0? Let's see, will it throw us any error or not? Let's see. Here you can see that what we have done. First of all, it's taking the, okay, let me kill this terminal. Why this terminal is not required here. Here you can see that inside this my list, here we have printed the list first, it has printed successfully. Then we have printed the length of this my list, it is successfully printed. Then we have printed the my list with the 0 indexing, it has successfully printed the 7 because it is the first element. And then we have done that, we have changed the 0 indexing with 7 to Bed. Okay, and here you can see that when we are printing these, the 0th element, or that means the first indexing, has been changed, and this is Bed right now. Okay, so now what if that we want to print the whole list? So I want to run this now. Here you can see Instead of 7, it's printing as bed as a string. So here you can change the list. That means strings lists are mutable. Okay, but while we will create tuples, that you can see there we will see that you can't change these types of things inside tuple because that will be immutable. Okay, so let's see. Now I want to create something like say tuples. So for that we have to create a new code block, and I want to create my tuple. How we can create a tuple? So for that we have to use this parenthesis. Okay, and there we can write our required data, and the data stored in tuple will be immutable. We will see about this. Okay, so let's suppose we have 1 2 3 7.6.7. let's suppose we have uh, okay, we can also there can be duplicate values also. So let's be it's 3, it's 2, it's with, and then we have code. Okay, I think this is enough. So this is our tuple. So now I want to print this. So we have to simply use this print function, and then inside that we will use this my tuple. And then what will you do? We will simply run this. Here you can see that 1 2 3 7.6 7.6.7 3.2 base code, everything inside this tuple has been printed successfully. Okay, now what will we check? We want to check the length of this tuple. So using same the length operators, length method, we can simply check that my tuple, run this. Here you can see the length of this tuple is 8. Okay, so let's check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So using the len operator, len method, we can easily get the length of the tuple. Okay, not only tuple, not only list, we can get required things of the required length of everything. Okay, in Python, these len operators in used in Python only. For JavaScript we have dot length operator, or that types of things we have. So now what is now I want to show you that how you can access the data like this. So we have printed the mylist, and now I want to show that how you can print the tuples indexing. Okay, so I want to print my tuple 0. Okay, let's run this. Here you can see that 1 has been printed because 1 is the first element. Let's see. Now I want to create, let's suppose that will be not 0. Okay, let's suppose I want to uh, fifth element. Let's check. Let's run this code, and the fifth element is 2. That means 1 2 3 fifth 5 means 6. In indexing, the 5 means 6. It's 0 1 2 3 4 5. That means it's 6, and the sixth element is 2. That means it's perfect. Now we are trying to use the negative indexing concept here also. So let's check. So I want to print the last element using -1 indexing, and here you can see that the code has been printed. That means the negative indexing also works here also. So now I want to show you that here inside this list we have changed the first element of this list, my list, used from 7 to bed. Can we change something like that here inside of this tuple? Okay, let's check. For that we have to use my tuple let's 0, I want to change the first element to uh, mm, YouTube. Let's suppose we are going to say this is YouTube. Okay, we have done this. Now what if that we want to print the my tuple? We want to print my tuple. Okay, let's check. Here we are getting an type error. Tuple object does not support item assignment. That means we cannot change the elements inside a tuple using these types of things. Okay, that means tuples are immutable. The first things we have the code has been successfully interpreted and the code has been run, but here when the code comes here, it gets an error and the error message has been printed here. So this is basically the benefits of using Jupyter Notebook to write Python codes, because here we can check the step-by-step procedure of Python implementations. So do also, because by default when you will VS Code, their Jupyter Notebook is installed by default, and you have to just simply create an .ipynb file to access the Jupyter Notebook. You don't need to install Jupyter Notebook in your system. You just need to install the VS Code. Okay, so I think you have got that in Python list data structures are basically mutable, but tuple data structures are immutable. So when we will use these immutable data structures? When we don't want to change the code block, when we don't want to change the data inside a data structure, at that time we will use the tuple data structure. Okay, these are the usage of lists and tuples. Now we will discuss about, let's see, I think that we have first you can see that we have given a definition of tuple, then we have implementation of tuple inside Python and implementation of property of tuples. That means that we cannot modify this, basically it will throw us a type error. I have written here. Then it comes dictionary in Python. Let's see how we can create a dictionary in Python. So if you want this code block, so for your reference you can say I will share the link of this the replit. Inside replit I will upload this link code and I will give you the link, replit link. From replit you can access this code. Okay, and if you want more codes, then here I have given lots of codes. You can simply use this, you can simply copy them and then you can simply paste them in your IDE. Okay, now what we have dictionaries. So for dictionary we have how we can create a dictionary and when we create a dictionary. And first of all we have to know that what are dictionary. So dictionary is key value pair order data structures inside Python. So a dictionary of Python basically works like that. It uses the key and value pair, and this happens with the help of mappings. So what is mapping? First, mapping are a collection of objects that are stored by a key, like a sequence which stores objects or values according their key or relative positions. So I think this may be a bouncer for you, but don't worry, we will see that how we can create a dictionary and then we will see an example and then we will move to this. So I want to create a dictionary, so I want to create that my dictionary. So my dict, I want to this, and for writing dictionary, for creating dictionary we have to use these curly braces. And one more thing I want to show you, that tell you that the dictionaries are also can store heterogeneous types of data. That means here we can access the data point, and using floating values we can use strings, we can use everything. But the main thing we have that we should the best practices for using dictionaries, that we should use the dictionaries efficiently. If we want that, then our key values using which we will access the of values should be a single type of data structures. That means it may be a string, it may be a floating values, it may be a integer types of data. Okay, I will recommend this, but you can use the mix also. There are no specific rule for this. Let's suppose I want to create a dictionary here. So how can we create this? So let's suppose I want that. So let's suppose we are creating a dictionary for a school where we have the roll number first and then the student's name. Okay. So what will we do? First we will give this key, then we will give the value. Let's suppose Shubham Das. It is our first value. Then we have, let's suppose, the 2, roll number 2. Who is roll number 2? Rohan Sen. Let's suppose Rohan Sen. 3, I was the third boy, so my name I was the third boy in my school. Okay. So this is how we can create a list, a dictionary inside a dictionary of in Python. Okay. So now we have to see that how we can print this, how we can access it. Okay. So let's check. If we run this, the code will be run successfully. Okay, run successfully. Now if we want to print our my dict here, and when we will run this, here you can see that the dictionary has been printed successfully. Okay, let's suppose you have created a dictionary and you want to access the data using this key. So how we can create that? So print my dict, and here I want to use the key, the particular key we have 1 2 3, which key we want to access. Let's suppose I am first 1, and then I am simply copy this line, and okay, now 3. Okay, let's 3, let's 2. Okay, now we will run this. Here you can see that when we will do this, it is printing as the first, it is printing the whole dictionary first, then we are using that the print the my dictionary and print the object, print the value with the key of 1. So here 1 is basically our Shubham Das, so Shubham Das has been printed first. Then we have we want to access the third value, third key. So third key is Pavitra Banerjee, so it's printing the Pavitra Banerjee here, and the second then, and second is Rohan Sen, so Rohan Sen is in the last. Okay, this is how we can create a dictionary here in Python. So we have to check that is it mutable or not. How we can check that? Let's suppose my dict and 2, here I want to pass Sonam Kapoor. Okay, I want that the second should be replaced with Sonam Kapoor. Will it throw it as any error, or Instead of Rohan Sen, the first value of Sonam Kapoor will be printed, second value of Sonam Kapoor will be printed here. We have to check this, so we will simply run this. Here you can see the first, when we are printing the my dictionary first, this is printing the first as we have here. Then we are printing the one is Shubham Das. Then we are just simply changing the value of second boy from Rohan Sen to Sonam Kapoor. So when we are printing these, instead of Rohan Sen, Sonam Kapoor has been printed here. That means we can easily modify our dictionaries in Python. So this is mutable data structure. Okay. So we have written something about more about dictionaries, and here we have implemented something more types of things that we have. Let's suppose we have created an address types of things here. So name, age, city, email. Then we are trying to modify these. So I will ask you to check this, and here instead inside this Python, inside the using these, we can okay, let me show you. I am simply copy this line from here, and I want to show you another thing, that we can add a new element inside this, a new key value pair inside this data structure inside this. So instead of this, I want to show that 4 is not engineer, 4 is Abhijit Murmu. Abhijit De. Let's suppose Abhijit De. Will it add this? What do you think? Will it add this? So for checking that, we have to print this. Using this print, we can easily debug anything. Okay. So we are first printing our my dictionary whole thing again, and then we want to print my dict, and I want to access the fourth key here. It is suggesting us 4. That means a fourth element has been added here. Okay. So let's check, run this code. Here you can see that the code has been modified, and we have already seen until here. Here you can see when we are printing these my dictionary, at the time it's instead of showing Rohan Sen, it's showing Sonam Kapoor at the second boy, and 4 in the 4 we have added these 4, that my dictionary add these 4 element using Abhijit De, and it has successfully added this. And when we are accessing this, we are trying to print these indexings, at the time it's giving us the value Abhijit De. Okay, so basically dictionaries are totally mutable. We can change, we can modify, we can edit, we can remove some elements. Okay, everything we can do here. If you want a detailed explanation of these types of things, then you can simply comment it down that you want a detailed video about Python only. Okay, inside Python we can discuss about these types of things. Okay, now we should move to our next topic, next data structures, next Python specified data structures, which is the last Python specified data structure, that is set. So what is a set? Oh, one more thing I have forgot to told you that okay, here I want to show you that here you can see that using the len function we can see the length of the dictionary, same thing. And one more thing we have, we can use the dict function to create a dictionary. Okay, using this, instead of we can simply, if we create this dict is the Python keyword which creates the dictionary basically. Okay, so you can create this dictionary using this keyword also. Okay, I will ask you to do an experiment with this dict keyword. Okay, you can do yourself, and if you are unable to do at the time, you can go to chat gpt or google or stack overflow. There you will get. Okay, now we should move to our last thing, which is set. So basically, what is set? Set is an unordered collection of data type that is iterable, mutable, and has no duplicate elements in it. Okay, lists are basically uh, uh, totally mutable. Also, sets are also mutable. And one more thing about set is, at that time we have seen here inside our tuple, I have had shown you this thing, that we can have duplicate values here 2 3, here 3 2. That means we have duplicate value here, but I have not implemented this inside the list. Lists also basically you can use the duplicate values, but when we will create set, at that time we can create these types of things. Okay, when we will create a set, we can use any duplicate values. A set can't have any duplicate values. Okay, so let's see, let's check. I want to create a new variable called myset, and this will be a set. One more thing, first of all I want to show you first. Okay, sorry. My set, we can use this set key, set function also to create a set. So set will be, let's suppose we are creating 1 2 3 4 5, then 4 3 2 1. Okay, and now I want to print my set. Print my set here. What if, what will happen when we will run this code? Run this code, it's showing us type error. Set expected at most one argument got 9. What does it mean? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. We have done something wrong here. That means we have a type error. Remove this, run this, same thing. When we will create a set, when we will pass this only, then you can see uh, integer object is not an iterable. Okay, what is going on? So this is your homework basically. I'm asking you to make some research about set data structures of Python, and I will ask you to give me a set, using Python inside the Replit comment section, where you will get this whole code. I will ask you to give me the code to there. I will check. And in the next video I will say that who has created a perfect set using this Python data structure, who has correctly implemented that. I am asking you to make some more research about set. Sets are very easy, not so difficult. It's why I am giving you this. These are not too difficult. There are not any listings, this types of thing, they are not happening. So this is why I am giving you this. Okay, and one more thing, for every data structures I have already discussed, I want to tell that uh, you can check the type of the data structures here. So simply you have to, as you can use this len to find the length of this, you have to type nothing, you have to print, and then you have to simply say the type of my list. When you will print this, type this, print, here you can see that this is a list. Okay, same thing I am going to copy this, paste it here, run this. This is also a list. Now my tuple, run this. This is showing us error because of this, because tuples are immutable. So I have to comment it first, then we can run this code. Okay, here you can see that the class is tuple. Here same thing goes here, my dictionary, run this, and the class is dictionary. So using the type operator, type function, you can get the data type of a particular variable. Okay, this is the main thing I want to say you. So here you can, is your, today we have seen something like so that what are data structures, what are Python specified data structures. Basically today we have seen that, and then we have given you an homework of, you have to explore something about set. You have to write a, you have to create a Python set, and you have to give me the code inside the Replit comment section. Not, you can also give the code here inside the YouTube comment section also, but I will recommend you to give me inside the Replit comment section, where you will get the whole code. Okay, so as you can see that here I have already created these three. This is our lesson number 3, and the lesson number 3 will be not output. Basically, don't worry, the lesson 4 will be basically going to be algorithms in Python. Okay, so next video we'll discuss about algorithms. So inside this video we have discussed these types of things. So this is for today. I will give the link of this website also. You can check the code, you can get the theory here, and you have to just simply, I have written something about set here, and I have implemented one set here also. And the main thing, the main problem I was doing here, okay, let me say you. Okay, here I have used this parenthesis. We don't need to use this, we can use this curly braces, and inside the curly braces if we write 1 2 3 4 5 and then 4 3 2 1, basically run this. This is showing us the 1 2 3 4 5 only. Where this 4 3 2 1 goes? Basically this has the this is the main thing of a set data structure. It will directly eliminate the duplicate values. And I think if you have learned some, if you have learned the set of mathematics when you will have read about in 10th 12th standard, I think you have read about uh, set inside math. This is the similar thing inside Python we have. So if I want to type the print, using print we want to check that what is the type of this data structure. So we have to see tab. Now run this code, the class is set. Okay, and I want to show you, I want to, as I have already shown you, so then complete this. My set 1, what will be the second value of this? Okay, run this. What the 5? What's going on? The some mystery I want to show you. The some mystery I don't want to solve right now. You have to give me the answer that why this is showing me an type error. What is the problem? Set object is not subscriptable. What this means, you have to understand. Okay, I am simply commenting it, and now I want to uh, print the length of our my set. Okay, now run this. It's 5, 1 2 3 4 5, that means it's 5, but 4 3 2 1 has been eliminated due to the duplicates. Okay, but why this gives us an error? You have to find this. This is your new homework. So that means I am giving you something that you have to explore something about set, because in mathematics you have already read about set, and these are the similar set we have. Okay, so you should you can read it and you can understand this very easily. So this is why I am giving you this homework. So I will provide you the whole code here I have written inside the description box. You should check it, and if you have not uh, if you have not subscribed this channel, then please subscribe the channel, because here we will discuss about the whole things of data structures and algorithms, which will help you to for this preparation for your placement, that may be on campus or off campus, that's maybe, but it will help you. So please subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon, and if your friends are struggling to uh, know and learn about data structures and algorithms using Python, then you can set this playlist with him also. It will help him very easily, because here we will learn with fun. So this is for today. I will see you in the next video. Till then, stay safe, watch our channel, like this video, subscribe the channel, and keep practice, keep going on, don't be demotivated, and happy coding.